Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and if you're not, I hope your day gets a little better by being here. So today we are doing the Plan With Me, my April bullet journal. And before I get into it, I just want to say that this will be a voiceover video, and I've already penciled in everything I'm going to do. I've erased it and we're just going to go back and ink it. So that's why there's pencil marks, just because it's easier that way, because you don't have to see all the measuring. But there will be rulers used because I didn't use a ruler last time. So I hope you guys are excited. Let's get into it.
So this is the journal I use. I usually fit about 3 months in one journal. That's why they're so thick. I'm starting on my cover page, and the first step I do is I just pick out my colors. And I do that because it looks a lot better to have constant colors throughout the journal than just having multiple colors everywhere and just being a big mess. But you'll notice that I really only used 2 colors throughout the entire journal. I'm working on that. I'd like to make them more colorful. I'm just afraid of them being too colorful. So here I'm getting out my circle stencil because I'm making a cute little, I don't know what to call it. It's cute though. I don't know, a cute graphic doodly thing. It just says, "Hey there, April," and it's pretty cute. So after I make my circle, I'm gonna fill it in a little bit. And I'm taking a ruler. Oh, well, not yet. I'm waiting there. Alright, cool. Just doing nothing at all. There we go. There's my ruler. And I'm making the ground because I'm just going to put some flowers on top. And while I'm making those flowers, we can just talk about some channel things. I have decided I'm going to upload Mondays at 1 p.m. The first and, no, just kidding, the second and fourth Monday of the month at 1 p.m. So that's what you'll be seeing from me. I chose Mondays at 1 because I'll be at school and I can use auto upload to upload it. And it's less work, it's easier for me. And it also makes sure that I do have it done before the day it's uploaded because I'll be busy on Mondays at 1 because I'll be at school. So that's my plan for that. And I know I haven't been posting, but I have a lot of things that I'm excited to share with you guys. So be looking forward to that. So right here you'll be seeing me horrified of messing up. That's probably the biggest issue I have with bullet journaling. I'm so scared of making it ugly, which it makes no sense because no one ever sees them, but I just hate the thought of having an ugly bullet journal, so I'm very cautious when it comes to decorating them. But I went for it, and there's no going back now. So, yeah, and that's something else that I'm trying to work on in this bullet journal, just trying to be more carefree. Right there, I sped up the time because no one wants to sit through an hour of me making a bullet journal. We're going to sit through 20 minutes instead. You're welcome. Yes, by the way, I'm a little sick when I'm recording the voiceover, which is why I kind of sound dead. I'm not, though. It's fine. Yeah, so I'm not coloring in these flowers, which I kind of regret. Looking back on it, I think they would have looked nice. Maybe even with just a drop shadow, just so it had a little color. Because it does look quite plain once you get the words in there, which you will see in a second. But we're working on that. Another thing I want to try to do is I want to make a question of the day situation, but not a question of the day because that's boring. Maybe it will be a question of the day if I can find really cool questions, but I want something to encourage engagement because I want my channel to grow because I want to make more people happy. Yeah, so here I'm trying to do the April calligraphy. It's not great. I definitely need some work on my calligraphy skills. I'm just using Crayola brush pens brush pens, which is definitely not helping, but I'm just doing my best. So that's the cover page. We are moving on to my month at a glance and my goals for April. I didn't fill anything in this book. I just made the outline. I went back through and filled in my goals and month at a glance later. One of my goals that I put in there we've already discussed, which was be more carefree in my journal. Yeah. So this is again me just being really scared. There we go. I'm doing it. My month at a glance is something I've never really used before, but I'd really like to start using it because when I make it, it always seems like such a great, helpful idea, and it just, like, I never use it, but it's a great way to just, like, see appointments and make plans, and also, like, if I have a big date coming up, I can, like, let's say, hypothetically, I have an important delivery coming, I can put that on my calendar and I can count down the days really easy, which is really cool. I love the idea of a month at a glance. I'm just not great at using them. So my calendar is being made right now. I always do my calendars Sunday through Saturday. I've seen a lot of bullet journal calendars that either start on Saturday or they start on Monday because people find that easier because Monday's the beginning of the week or like Friday's the end of the week. So like Saturday would be the beginning. But I like keeping mine on Sunday because like that's how you learn to read a calendar. So that's just what I do. Yeah. These lines aren't the straightest, which made me pretty mad, but it's okay. It's helping me with my carefree goal, so it's fine. Here I'm putting in month at a glance. You'll also see this font being used throughout almost the entire journal. I tried to have a cohesive look for the entire journal, and I think it looks nice. It's just kind of boring, so I'm going to try and, like, for my March, April, May bullet journal, I'm going to try and pick a more fun font and maybe 2 primary colors for my accent colors instead of just one primary color. Not primary, red, blue, and yellow. I mean primary is like main. Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, okay. Just not doing my bullet journal. I was watching Umbrella Academy when I did this, and it's quite obvious. Alright, we're putting in the weekdays. So I'm Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Now I'm going to be writing April 2019 at the bottom. I don't really like how the 2019 turned out. Oh, just kidding. I'm not doing that. We'll get back to that. I'm Xing out the days that are not April, and I'm putting in the numbers for the months, but we're gonna skip that because the magic of YouTube and my patience. And oh, wait, maybe we're not. Are we not skipping that? Okay, well, it looks like we're not skipping that, ladies and gents. I really thought we would have skipped that. Interesting. I don't know why I didn't skip that, but too late now. Just putting in the squares for the letters, for the numbers for the months, so that I can, have the days there, which is nice. It's a nice thing to have. One moment. So now I'm putting the numbers in. So, that's my plan. We're just gonna go 1 through 30, maybe 31. I don't know how many months are in April, but we'll find out. Yep. 1, yep. So that's just me adding numbers. It's really quite boring. Yep, alright, I ran out of things to talk about. This is nice. Yep, so we're finishing up the numbers here, and next I'm going to be writing the month and year, and that's going to be underneath the calendar. I don't really love how the 2019 turned out. I tried to mix it up a little bit. I just think it was too far apart and like wider than I would like it to. I wasn't in love with this font in general, but I feel like this is probably not my best ever. So this page is just really simple because I'm just doing the title, and I'll come back and add more to this after. Well, I already did because it's like literally 2 weeks since I've filmed this. So we're just finishing the title here. So yeah, so this is my goal page, as we've already discussed. And as a goal arises, I set a goal and then I make an action plan for that goal, and I try to achieve them. So this page is my mood tracker, and I called it the Mood of April, and I really regretted that as soon as I did it. It's okay though. For the past couple bullet journals, I went kind of simple and just did a grid where I would fill in, like, on the day the emotion that I was feeling, and I was just kind of really bored of that, even though that's what I did for my, habit tracker, but this is what I did for my mood tracker. It's just raindrops because it rains a lot in April, and I go through and number them, and I'll be adding my key at the bottom. So the way my plan for this is I would color in the raindrop each day of the overall mood of the day. The only issue is I didn't have enough blues, so my rain is kind of unnaturally colored, but that's alright. But I've really been into, doing it. It's very fun. This is my favorite mood tracker that I've ever filled out, because it looks really cool. I have a lot of, yellow and green rain, which is kind of weird, and you'll find out what that stuff means in a second, but it's just quite interesting. Well, I mean, I don't have that much, because it's, the 7th, but it's just really interesting that, I chose uncommon colors for common emotions. I don't know why I did that. It's okay, though. I do really enjoy this as a mood tracker, though. And if you're starting off, I would start off with a grid situation and kind of migrate into more cute-based trackers, because they are hard to keep up with and they're hard to do. And if you're like me and you give up real easy, it's not really a great thing to begin with. So I'm currently making the key for what the colors mean, and I'm just doing that by making a box and then making boxes within those boxes for the colors. And I just use simple smiley faces and frowning faces to determine the color, or to determine the mood. And so this is me picking out colors for this page specifically. I think next time I'll use colored pencils because they're easier to carry around. But, again, you learn from your mistakes. Yeah. So that's my mood tracker. It's pretty freaking fun, if I do say so myself. So right now I'm just coloring these in. Again, I'm using the Crayola multi-tipped brush and bullet point markers. I'm using the brush sides because a lot of their bullet markers are more neon than I would prefer for my kind of look, but maybe some people are really into them. It's just not my cup of tea personally, but that's alright. I do really like the colors they've chosen for their brush pens, so that's pretty good. Sorry, that was me yawning. So as I'm finishing this up, I'm just putting the smiley faces in, And one thing that I did this time, opposed to having sad and mad, I had the purple one, which was just general unpleasant feelings. And I think that's been working really well. Granted, I've only used it once. That's okay, though. So we're moving on to the habit tracker. And I did really poorly on this page, as you'll see in a couple seconds. I penciled everything out and then I erased it. And I just didn't follow my pencil plan. Because I could see, the eraser marks. I knew what I was doing, and I just didn't do it. And so, I ripped it out. Just right on out. Just all the way. Just like a true horrible human being. I ripped that piece of paper out of my notebook. It still looks kind of bad. That's okay, though. So we're trying again. And I still didn't do it right, but I was not about to rip out another piece of paper. So I'll show you guys what I did wrong, and I will explain to you how I fixed it. And I did not fix it while I was recording because I was just a little mad at this page when I was recording. So again, like I said, this is my habit tracker. And again, I've said previously, I did just a grid for this, but I really didn't want to be boring again like I always am. So I went... Sorry. I yawned again. So I went for a cube effect, if that makes any sense. Yeah. So I'm just making lines right now. And so each of my lines is just one block thick. Oh, well, first we're making titles. Cool. So we're just starting off, and then after this, I've done all my lines, as you can see. And I'm going to add my fun little... Oh, well, right now I'm checking dimensions because I'm afraid of messing up again. It's okay, though, because I did. I'm adding just the fun little drop shadow effect. I'm adding the fun little drop shadow-esque thing, but it's more of a 3D kind of thing. And then I realized that I've messed up. This time, instead of tearing out the page again, because that was really not a great choice of mine, I just went with it. And later I went and whiteouted that extra little bit and just added the dots back. It's not perfect, but it looks kind of better, if I may say that. And then this is going to be my title, so I'm just adding the blocks of certain habits. And then I'll be putting those words in. So the habits that I'm tracking on this tracker for this month are guitar, piano, and vocals, because I'd like to be improving on all of those. And then enough water, bed by 10 p.m., and getting all my homework done because I have an issue procrastinating. So those are the titles. I am now going to bring down the line for each of the categories. And the way I use my habit tracker, I fill in the box if I did it that day. If I didn't do it that day, it does not get filled in. So it's really great to, it's a really good visual, an immediate visual, which is really nice. So those are the lines for that. Next, I'm putting in the numbers of the days of the month so that I can do it every day. And then I am adding the title, which is on the side, because the graphic took up too much of the page. And I got scared of how to spell habit, but it's okay. I did it right. Everyone's fine. So now we are moving on to the journaling parts of my journal. I have a gratitude journal, a pride journal, and a growth journal. So the gratitude journal is things in my life that I'm thankful for, obviously. Pride is where it's self-love and what I'm proud of myself for. And growth is what I wish I had done better that day. It's like a nice little mindfulness situation every night before bed. I really like doing it, and it honestly is just like a really fulfilling thing. But that's my journal. I didn't want to film an outro, so this is the outro. Make sure to like.